Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is King speaking, Mr. Market Precision personified, right? That's the name that you guys you will be calling me once you realize how accurate I am when it comes to market analysis and also the direction of the markets, right? I hope you guys had a lovely week. I, for one, I had a lovely week, right? I have capitalized on the analysis that I showed you guys last Sunday, and I have made most of my profits. And if you can check my previous video, I did show how most of my targets were reached, right? And really, it's what I am trying to show you guys there is how possible this space is. You just need to be extremely patient and also trust in the process, right? It's not a get rich quick scheme. You need to trust in the process and stay glued on the charts and learn, right? So let's look at today's analysis, right? I'm gonna be having six pairs. It's AUD, JPY, Euro, GBP, Euro, CHF, GBP, NZD, NZD, USD, and USD CAD, right? And as always, guys, usually what I tend to do, right? And I call this like the filtering process. How I choose my pairs is as follows. Firstly, the pair needs to be uh, either bullish or bearish on the weekly and bullish or bearish on the daily. So these two time frames, they need to be in sync. If the weekly is bullish, the daily needs to be bullish also. But if at any given point in time it happens that the weekly is bullish and the daily is bearish, I do not trade that pair, right? It's extremely important for you guys to understand this, because a lot of you guys, you are losing in this space, not because you do not know how to trade, but mainly because you are trying to be contrarians, right? You are trying to be Gokus in this space. You are trying to be the gods of our time. And and let me tell you something. I have been in this space for a very long time to know that when a pair trends, it trends and it trends for days. There's a say that the trend is your friend. Trust me, it's true. It's true. So do not try to go against a higher time frame order flow, because you will bend. Uzosha baba. All right. I hope you guys understand that. So let's look at the weekly. As you can see, the weekly time frame, right? It's quite bullish, right? You can just see it's bullish. We are forming higher highs there, right? And when you go to the daily time frame, it is also quite bullish. Why is this thing bullish? It's because we broke this high there, confirming that there's bullish momentum in these markets, right? And then after that, you can draw up your key areas of interest, right? As you can see on the weekly time frame, I had this key area of interest which was drawn up there. Let me just show you guys, right? And also on the daily, right? But price has not necessarily reached this area. But when you look on the 4 hour time frame, because usually what I do is, after I have determined the trend, I will look for key supply and demand zones, or either on the daily, or sorry, either on the weekly, the daily, or the H4, right? And as you can see here, price did attempt to reach this area there, right? And it rejected, right? So what happened here, there is what I call uh, trapped sellers here, right? So let's go to the 1 hour so that you guys can see this thing well, right? So if you can see here, right, price tapped into our H4 demand zone, then it pushed back up there. Then there's a retest there, right? So what I'm anticipating price to do in the following days is to continue with these pushes there, right? So I am bullish on the AUDJPY, and I want to explain why, because some of you do not really understand the psychology behind the head and shoulders pattern. So I want to explain why this pattern is so important and why it works most of the time. So when you look at this flow, right, clearly you can see that let's just have a look on the left shoulder, right? You had sellers coming into this space, right? As soon as they came here, buyers took control of this entire section, right? But then now somehow you had sellers here, right? And they attempted to push price to form lower lows, right? And you need to understand something. When sellers come into this space, they will have their stops right above there, right? So as soon as price pushed back up, a lot of sellers, they were taken out, right? And and I do not want to see price breaking this low in order for me to go long, because once it breaks this low, then it invalidates the sellers who are trapped here, right? So this is why I am saying, as soon as you understand the the psychology of this pattern, then you will understand why it works most of the time, right? So basically what I am trying to say here is I am bullish for this pair, right? Okay, this is it. And then let's go to the euro. Is it euro G, right? It's euro GB, it's euro GBP. So this is like exactly the same thing, right? When you go to your weekly analysis, right? Let me just take this thing out there. On the weekly time frame, right? It's quite clear that price is seated around this key area, right? This is where buyers are at, right? And also, let me just remove this, right, so that you guys can understand the flow. Let me just put on the line there. If you study flow, right, price was bearish from this side to this side, right? And it continued being bearish from here till there, right? And we broke structure there, and we were bearish from there till there, right? So you need to understand something, right? This area here, this was where the bearish structure was invalidated, because price broke and closed above this high, right? As soon as price closed above this high, then you can have your candle there. Then this is when I was like, this pair now, it's ready to be, it's ready to push up, right? So let me just go back there, right? So the weekly, I am anticipating price to continue being bullish, right? Let's go to the daily time frame. Daily time frame, it's the same thing. We created this low that pushed, broke that high there. Then we are retesting a drop base rally, a demand zone. So I am anticipating price to be bullish, right? Next week. Okay. Then you go to the 4 hour, right? And you can see that we are seated around a H4 demand zone. Then usually I use the 1 hour for entries, right? So basically what I'm gonna be waiting for price to do is for price to just want you guys to follow my path. Want price to get back here, and then I'll be looking for buys, right, on the lower time frame, M5, and then also here I'll be looking for buys on the lower time frame, and there, and my ultimate take profit will be right there, right? That's about it. And so the idea behind me being bullish here, it's quite simple. The weekly is bullish, the daily is bullish, and price is seated around a H4 or a H1 demand zone, right? So, and also price is giving me this reversal, your left head and right shoulder reversal pattern, right? And you need to understand something. This only works because I am going with the trend, right? I am not necessarily picking up bottoms here. I am actually I'm picking up a bottom, but with the flow, right? Usually double bottoms and tops, they only work when you go with the higher time frame order flow, right? It can only become disastrous if you are trying to sell while the higher time frame order flow is bullish. Then you are bound to fail, right? So this is it, right? And I also have this, right? And I cannot continue to repeat the same thing over and over. It's the same thing, guys. So basically here, what I'm gonna be waiting for is for price to retrace back into this space. I'll look for um, uh, buys, right? It's Euro CHF. I'll look for buys there, right? Buys there and buys there. And I have GBP, JPY, right? The same thing when you go to the weekly, it's the weekly is bullish, and also you can see that we formed this pattern there, broke out, right? And we broke these levels of structures. This was at some point this was resistance, right? We resisted, price broke up, then I'm anticipating price to continue being bullish there, right? And we have and another thing which is important when it comes to currency selection, right? It's so crucial for you guys to pick pairs which make a lot of sense in terms of storytelling. The more confluence you have, the higher the chances of the pair being a winning pair, right? And also, if you can see there, you've got your demand there, your supply. So price, it still has room to push up until this daily supply there. Then when you go to the 4 hour time frame, you can tell that price is sitting around this rally base rally. Why do I like this area? It's because we broke that high, right? once price broke this high, it signals to me that there are more buyers than there are sellers in this space, because sellers were once here and price took them out, right? And price retraced back into the areas where sellers once bought, and I am now anticipating price to continue being bullish, right? It's as simple as that. You do not have to complicate these things, guys, because once there's complications, right, this is when you lose the most, right? So what I am waiting for is just for price to retrace back into this space. Then I'll look for longs, right? And then I'll go on the lower time frame for my entries. Usually it's M5 or M15, right? And on the lower time frame, what you can wait for, it depends on you. I have my own classical entries that I will I will wait for. And for now, I choose not to share those classical entries because it's something that I have learned on my own. But for you guys, you can wait for, let's say, a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern there, or you can wait for a double bottom, whatever the case may be, just for your entries on the M15 or M5, right? Um, that's it for the GBP NZD, right? And we also have the NZD USD, where I am bearish, right? And it's the same thing. When you look on the weekly time frame, it's bearish. We had this high there, we had a low, we pushed, we broke this low, confirming that we are moving bearish now. And then on the daily, it's also the daily is also bearish, right? And then you go to H4 to look for the nearest either support, or you go for the you wait for the nearest supply zone, right? And then you wait for price to get into that supply zone. And as you can see here, price attempted to push, right? Price attempted to push, right? It didn't necessarily come into this space, and then it pushed back down. So this is why I am still waiting for price next week to push back up and drop, right? And I have this on the M30. It's quite clear there, right? The reason I'm anticipating price to push back up here and then sell, it's because there's a lot of stop losses resting around here. These let me just show you guys. And this is just something, it's experience. This is experience, right? I've been in the charts for quite some time, so I know when this happens what this means. So if you can see, the institutions, right, what they have been doing is these weeks here, these are stop losses which are being taken out bit by bit, right? Eventually, right, they would want to take out the bigger stop losses, and they will push into the supply zone, right? And then they can sell off, right? So this is it. Then last but not least, we have the USD CAD, right? Let me just show you guys there. And on this one, I'm only waiting for, let me just do this, the 1 hour there. This is what I'm waiting for. There's a demand zone there, right, which is a drop base rally, right? So I'm anticipating price to push down into this area, push back up, and then I'll go for long here. Or if price decides to just push up here, then retrace, then I'll look for buys there, right? And it's almost exactly the same as the others. The weekly is bullish, the daily is bullish, so I'm only looking for buys, right? So this is my top 6 for the week ahead, right? AUD JPY bullish, Euro GBP bullish, Euro CHF bullish, CHF GBP NZD bullish, NZD USD bearish, USD CAD bullish, right? And this is about it. This is about it, right? And I hope this was fruitful, right? And I will see you guys next week. But before I wrap up this, right? We've gotten to the final part of my segment where I talk about a bit of psychology in this space, right? Today I just want to talk about simplicity, right? Simplicity, and why it is important for you to be as simple as possible when it comes to your charts, right? And not only your charts, right? Even your outside world, right? Because this is a very more especially when you are starting out, this is a very stressful career, right? So you need to make sure that your outside life does not interfere with your charts, right? So you need to keep it as simple as possible. Don't allow the outside world to bring about stress into your space, because the more stress you have, the more it will reflect on your charts, right? You see, I've always told people this. You see how clean my charts are. My charts are a reflection of who I am in the outside world. I am a very simple, clean, and and I always thrive in simplicity, right? There is art in simplicity, and if your charts are simple, so will be your outside world, right? So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I hope you have a lovely week ahead. And as always, we're about to hit the markets where it hurts the most, because I'm one of the few guys that will show you guys this craft inside out. I'm gonna do this analysis every week, and you will see how accurate I am. And I'll always do like a mid-week recaps of the analysis we have made, win or lose. I will show you guys. It's all about transparency. It's me, your Mr. Market Precision personified, and I am out. Peace out, guys.